Hello and welcome to PBM Investments podcast for this week. Today we're going to be talking a bit more about the news that you should be looking out for and the progress of the demo fund as well. First up, darktrace. So its shares jumped by up to 40%. It's actually had an IPO earlier on this week and the company is now valued at 2.6 billion. It raised over 165 million on its IPO. So the 2.6 billion is the market capitalization. So darktrace had a good IPO. So that's a good little start. AstraZeneca, the vaccine, one of the COVID vaccine companies, has actually said over the last 3 months it reported a profit of 193 million in revenue, mainly again because of the COVID-19 vaccine. The eurozone, so the countries excluding the UK, over in the European Union, have entered a double-dip recession. That's obviously because of the lockdown periods and the various countries affected because of the COVID-19 crisis. So yes, it's down in a double-dip recession. And also finally, Apple. Apple have actually posted a double-digit growth in its first quarter of the year. It's actually gone up over 2/3 over the course of since last year. It's actually gone up 54% to $89.6 billion. So that's quite a lot of money. And it's actually revenue and growth. And that's mainly due to the sale of its handsets, MacBooks, and various things as well. Now we'll be going into a bit more detail about the companies that have done well and not so well yesterday over the course of both the US, eurozone, and the UK, according to the PBM index. Aon is up 5.76%, and that's over in the US. Wills Tower down, was also up 5.03%. Twitter was down 12.78%. ResMed was also down 8.74%. Skyworks Solutions was down 7.56%. Dexcom down as well at 5.64%. Weyerhaeuser was down also 5.35%. And in the eurozone, B Sabdell was up 8.74%. And in the UK, Barclays was up Barclays was down, should I say, 7.10. And that's literally it. We're going to go into a bit more detail about what's happened in the PBM investment fund. So just hang fire for that before we go into too much detail about the fund and how it's been progressing for this week. If you like anything that we're doing here with videos, please obviously subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you've got any comments as well, please send us along. I'm always interested in that. And we'll go into much more detail about what you should look out for with the demo account and also the progress. Here we are. So here we are. We're going to look at the history, first of all, of what's happened over the course of the week on this demo account. So as you can see, from the 30th all the way up to the 28th, it's mainly just been money paid out to provide for the positions or to keep the positions open. Let's go on to the page 2. Page 2, we had a significant loss. So I can draw your eyes to this one, which was 4,990 Massimo Corp. So that actually had a significant fall, which is not good. I'm not going to lie to you. But everything else was relatively stable. I can go in and have a look at the reasons why maybe Massimo Corp went down in a second. But let's have a look to see if there's anything else going on other than money being taken out and that one loss. Nothing else has been actually happening. So now let's move on to how things are progressing in the demo account with the other positions. Because as you can see, we're bringing a profit still of 8,240, but it's still a slight downer on what we had before. And the overall funds, as you can see, have gone down. So whereas before we started out with 10 million, we're now down. We're still at a profit, but only a profit of £653. So let's find out a bit more about what positions are doing what. And here we are. So this is the 20 positions that are still open. We had a few positions that were opened up from last week that we put on, but we're just going to go through them all so you can have a look at what's going on and the progression. So Morrison's, so the top four, as I said to you before in other previous podcasts, are about the quarterly review. So we've just turned into May now. And so for a month out of three, the four companies that have dropped out of the FTSE 100 or 250 are the top four. So Morrison's, Penn Group, Weir, and Renshaw, which are all in profit, which is good. Then we move down to Johnson & Johnson, all the way down to, I would say, Robert Walters, which is, as you've heard in the other podcasts, we're doing a yearly thing with those particular companies, which the various indicators suggest that they are meant to do well, but over the course of the year. And as you can see, they are collectively. There's only one loss, which is for Imprint Group. And then moving on from McFarlane, which is meant to do well over the course of the year as well, up £16. Royal Mail is still the only one that's meant to be shorting, which is £10 a point, which is doing well, even though it's at £200. And then we got a few mixed bags here. So Base Systems, Sage Group, and Ultra Electronic Holdings are all part of, again, kind of an experiment to see over the course of the year of certain companies that are meant to do well, but over the course of the year. Now, overall, as I say, it's meant to be doing well. There's still a total of 9,044.50, according to this, that are still doing well, which is in large part down to the FTSE 100 dropouts as well. But even without them, we're still out of profit. So that's pretty good. Next up, we'll be going into a bit more detail about Mesimo, which I showed you earlier on. It had a significant loss. So let's find out what happened with that and reasons why that might have closed at a loss. Hello, and here we are at Massimo Corp, the company that had a significant loss last week. It's always good to, when you have chance or time, to look at why certain things or certain positions didn't do so well. So let's go into a bit more detail. As you can see, I've put up the volume of different types of stocks traded. And as you can see here, there was a major sell-off on the Tuesday, right there. And that's where our stop loss got timed out. Now, there's a bit of a retracement there. Candlestick, we zoom in a bit more detail. You can see it. Hang on, bear with me. So there we are, the candlestick there. We're trying to retrace its steps to go back to where it was. But as you can see, it's still significantly lower in terms of buying options than it was on the Tuesday when there was a massive sell-off. Now, what might have happened is, as you can see below, Massimo on the Monday were showing its first quarter results, which were positive, slight increase. And also it posted earnings of how much it was going to get per share, again, over the course of the quarter. Now, again, what could have happened is that traders could have been wanting to shorten the position because they didn't think it was fantastic in terms of its results or not as good as what it could have been. So that's why I've opened up Market Watch. Market Watch is kind of like similar to Bloomberg, and it gives you detailed idea of what's been going on in the financial markets, companies, so on and so forth. So you can see that for definite that on Tuesday there was a major sell-off of things that were going on during that period. And as this loads up, it did try and retrace over the course of those 5 days. So from Tuesday, there was a significant drop-off, but then Wednesday, it only slightly went up slightly. Bear with me. And that, but it's never really got back to the, I would say, 244 or 245 mark. It stayed around the 232, 233 mark, which is literally it, to be fair to you. And again, later on, it basically talks about in terms of the news that it could be because certain investors and market traders felt jittery about the healthcare sector. And that might be one of the reasons why they had a major sell off, which, to be fair, can sometimes happen. Sometimes the news or the market overall can affect individual shares that you trade in. And because of that can affect your share price overall. But that's literally it. As I said to you before, if you like the videos, and obviously I do appreciate people who comment on either Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias, as well as YouTube. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate if people are doing well with some of the picks, especially the semiconductor advice that I gave. And if people are actually doing well with that, please obviously share the videos, like them also, like the video, tell your friends about it, subscribe to the channel on YouTube under PBM Investments as well. And also, like I say, reach out, let us know what you think and feel. Until next time, take care. Appreciate all your time. And we'll be back next week with more details about the demo account and news you should be paying attention to. Take care and goodbye.